Okay, so I'm in my dorm room at Trinity College in Dublin, and in an hour I will be at the Gate Theater watching Death of a Salesman. This is my dorm room. Bed. The bathroom is so small, it's over there on the left. Guess I'll show you the view. Whoopsie days. It's like a tennis court, more school. More school. So I don't want to do journals right now because I just did one, and so I figured I would video blog. I tried to video blog on the bus to Wales because we went by Conway Castle, but it didn't work. I did a 15-minute video and it only did like 25 seconds. It was really sad. But I was catching y'all up from the end of Stratford because it got kind of like crazy. But we had a crazy night on Thursday with Clarence, one of the RSC actors. We made a date a few days before that, and we were like, to meet. And so we met at the Dirty Duck. We had a couple drinks, and then we went to, and then it closes at like midnight because everything in Stratford closes at midnight. So we went to this other bar with a bunch, me and Caroline did, with all of the actors. And so it was fun. Like the Greg Hicks, who plays Lear, and Leontes, and Julius Caesar, and Katie, who was Regan, and Rosalind, amazing actress, and then like Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, and the old guy. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. And we made friends on the way home with some Latvian guy who ran out and like bummed a cigarette off of Caroline, and he was gone. And but we talked to him for a little while. Like, we were asked, because he was like, "Where are you from?" We're like, "America," like whatever, South Carolina. Like, where? And he was like, "Oh, I've been to America." And we're like, "Oh, where in America?" He's like, "I don't remember." So if that says anything, I'm pretty sure he lived in like a living room with 5 other people. So, because he hated Stratford, and I was like, well, if you're living like that, I see why. But then the next day, we were walking back from class, and this guy, kind of like runs in front, but then he like waves and says like, I don't know, like hey or something, but I wasn't paying attention. I was like, I don't know anyone in Stratford. And then a little bit like, 10 feet up the way, he had like stopped in the store doorway of someplace, and he like just stared at me, and he was like smiling, like waved, and I was like, wait a minute. I was like, hey. He was like, how are you? I think I heard he said something, and I recognized his accent. He looked different in the daytime. But anyway, it was funny that he remembered us. Yeah, what else happened? Well, Dublin, first night. Epic! So, I was gonna hang out with Caroline and Keegan and Tyler, but they were like, well, let's just go grab dinner to go and get a bottle of wine and come back to the dorms. And I was like, my first night in Dublin? No, sir. So, I went out with a few of the girls on my trip, Katie, Chelsea P, and Alara, Hannah, and Jordan. And we went out, and we were just like, well, let's grab some dinner. So we went to this place. I want dinner and a glass of wine. And so we went to this Italian restaurant in Dublin, of course, but it was so hard to find because we were like, well, let's just go to like a pubby, but all the pubs were like packed by this point because what we came to find out is it was like the day before the like Super Bowl of Ireland for hurling, which I didn't even know what it was, but I'll get to that later. And so we finally decided, well, we found like a reasonably priced place. And so I ended up just getting an order of garlic bread, so it was the cheapest thing, and Chelsea got it too. It was $2.75. And then we just ended up splitting a bottle because everyone wanted a glass, and then it made it a little bit cheaper. So for all of dinner, I spent €6, which, not bad. And combo was really good, actually. And then we were like, okay, well, now let's go find, like, a pub. So we went to this one place that we saw on our way over there. It was, like, every place was packed. It was crazy. And, like, they spill out onto the road or whatever. We were over on, I think, like, Grafton Street. I think is how far we made it. I don't know if we were there yet. I don't know where we were. I think we were on Grafton Street. But yeah, it, like, spills out onto the road. So you can, like, I was like, is there no open container here? But I guess not if you're in, like, the vicinity of a certain bar. So we did that, and then the first place we were like, nah, the crowd's a little old, like, let's keep moving. So we went to another place, and I made the mistake of ordering a half pint, and the guy was like, and this place was really crowded too, we went upstairs to get drinks, and I ordered a half pint, and the guy was like, is that all? Or something like that, and I was just like, and so I'll never do that again. And then we hung out there for a while, and the crowd was better, but everyone was just, we wanted people to buy us drinks. And so, like, all the guys would just, like, stare at us, but they wouldn't do anything. So we were like, ugh, this is exhausting. So then we were like, okay, well, let's go try to find another place, I guess. So we were going to another place. We were walking, and then one of the girls was, like, yelling, like, well, where is Grafton Street? Are we even on Grafton Street? Like, I don't know. And some two guys were like, no, you're not on Grafton Street. And then all of a sudden, we were talking to these guys, and they're like, no. But we went to another bar, and we went to and then we were like, oh, I don't know. And they were like, they, like, pointed us upstairs. So we went upstairs, and we were like, this is a bathroom. I think there was another bar if you kept going upstairs. We were like, okay, well, we need to go to the bathroom anyway. So we went to the restroom, and we talked to this, like, drunk 30-year-old in the bathroom. And we were like, where should we go? And they were like, go to Coppers. You'll get molested, but it's a lot of fun. And we're like, all right. And so we were heading that way. So we were trying to find over there. And then that's when we ran into the guys, and the guys were like, well, come with us. We'll go to Coppers. So we all were going to Coppers. And then we started, and so I started talking to the one guy, and I was talking to him the whole time. His name was Andy. And we got to Coppers. Oh, and so anyway, this hurling competition, and they were from Kilkenny, and they were here to, like, watch the hurling competition match, world championship, whatever it's called. And we get to Coppers, and the line is, like, around the building, around the block. It would take, like, an hour. So then we were like, well, let's go to Flannery's. We're like, let's go to Flannery's. And it still had a little line. I've never waited in the line before. It was interesting. We were there for 20 minutes, and I was just bonding with Andy. And then we went up to Flannery's, and Andy bought me some drinks. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. And Andy texted his mother and said that he found the girl he was going to marry. And I met his brother, and I saw pictures of his little brother. And his dad's a butcher, and we exchanged emails, and at the end of the night, we were being, like, Anna Laura also met a guy, and so we were being, like, yanked away from them at the end of the night, and then we got lost trying to get back, not, like, lost, but it just took forever, because we kept having to ask for directions, and then, well, fun, and then we do anything fun yesterday. We went to the Museum of Modern Art, which is, like, is the other end of Ireland. It was ridiculous. We walked forever, and then what did we do at night? What did we do for dinner? Did I have dinner? I didn't have dinner. I had a bagel, because we went and bought bagels. I think that's what I had for dinner. We did something at night. I don't know. But then we ended up going out, like, everyone was tired, but then we ended up, like, well, we gotta go walk around. So we went around, we found, like, some places with some live music, which was cool. It was really, like, chill night. And then today we went to this, we had class, and then we went to this, like, lunch theater. And it was this really, like, experimental, like, physical, white face, sexual encounter theater that we went to see for €6. I mean, you know, an experience. So it was a cool little venue. It was just like it's an international pub, and